first video I'm going to make. The title of this video will be how the National Assembly, how the National Assembly destroys the health sector. Yes, you heard me right. The National Assembly, how the National Assembly destroying the Nigerian health sector, especially the public health sector. Thank you. I'll just talk briefly this time. The next video, I will give a detailed information. First, the National Assembly, according to Section 4 of the Nigerian Constitution as amended, I'm talking about Section 4, subsection 1, it states that the legislative powers of the Federation shall be vested in the National Assembly, which constitutes the House of Representatives and the House of Senate. Then Section 4, subsection 2 equally empowers the National Assembly to make laws. Then if you are going down in that Section 4, it says many things, but it omitted one important thing. When laws made by the same National Assembly clash, what will happen? Somebody will tell you go to court. That's why in the health sector, you have so many litigations. Nigerian public health sector, many litigations. The Medical Laboratory Science Association or Council is in court with the pathologists. The radiographers are in court with radiologists, and so on and so forth. This is repeatedly because the National Assembly will keep on enacting laws that will be bringing the heads of I call them actors, because to me they are dramatic personnel, different professions in the Nigerian public health sector. To me they are dramatic personnel, actors, people, they are acting film because they have left the basic principle why they are in the hospital. What you hear is this one is fighting this and so on and so forth. I'm aware too that Section 4, subsection 5 of the Nigerian Constitution as amended only talks a situation where the law made by National Assembly clashes with the law made by the State House of Assembly and what should be done. I'm aware of that. However, just like I said before, there was no provision where laws made by the same National Assembly clash. Of course, people go to court to resolve it in line with principles of checks and balances. Now, let's go to Section 2, subsection E of the Medical and Dental Practitioners Act. It empowers the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria to regulate the clinical operation of the lab. Clinical laboratory, which includes you have there's different areas in pathology. You have medical microbiology, you have medical virology, you have chemical pathology, you have histopathology, you have forensic pathology, you have so many of them. You have immunology. It empowers them. Talking about Section 2, subsection E of the Medical and Dental Practitioners Act. Now let's move to Section 4 of the Medical Laboratory Science Act. That section empowers them to regulate the laboratory without specifying whether it is clinical or non-clinical. And in law, we say something that is not expressly prohibited is impliedly accepted. Now, this is how. Now the question, yes, I'm aware, I've cited, so you don't say I'm talking out of ignorance. I don't know that National Assembly has power to enact laws, for the peace and order of the country, federation, and so on and so on. I'm aware, I've cited where the power is. But the question is, do they really understand the sector they are making laws for? Because I wonder why I can be here and I'm making law for, let's assume, Zimbabwe. I don't know how they practice. I don't know things there. I don't know the peculiarities and the circumstances there. I will just make law because possibly I have knowledge of law. that does not arise anywhere. It doesn't. So we are talking about how this National Assembly is destroying the health sector. How many of them make use of our public hospitals? Because if they do, hey, God of mercy, when some of these actors, different professions, bring their acts for them to enact, they will, at least some things are better experienced than imagined. They will see how these laws are throwing more confusion to the health sector. For instance, we talk about eye clinic. Who should own eye clinic? In other developed countries, you see ophthalmologists. The ophthalmologists are medical doctors who, after their training, internship, youth service, now decide to further their medical education, what we call postgraduate medical education. They started, or they will start taking, more exams, like the primary in ophthalmology, the part 1 in ophthalmology, and part 2, which we call the fellowship. Now, when they finish, they now become ophthalmologists. You see, they are not just ordinary doctors. They have passed through 3 different professional and postgraduate exams before they become ophthalmologists. Then the other person is an optometrist. He went to university. After finishing, he becomes optometrist. He will go, like 6 years now, he will go and open an eye clinic. While the other medical doctor, who after finishing undergraduate studies went for further training, now continued up to postgraduate level to become an ophthalmologist. No doctor with first degree can answer an ophthalmologist. Now, if that happens, the ophthalmologist will go and open his eye clinic. The optometrist will go and open eye clinic. We are confusing the illiterate Nigerian masses, because yes, we have a high level of illiteracy. They will not decipher. They will not be able to differentiate who the person that owns this eye clinic, who is an ophthalmologist, and the person that owns this eye clinic, who is an optometrist. In developed climes, in sane climes, you see optometrists working under ophthalmologists. Go to some states, let me not name them. You see optometrists doing surgery when no law permits them to do that. Yes, they go ahead to operate on people's eye with no training on that. That somebody has, let's assume, among the lawyers, you have your LLB, which is undergraduate, study. You have your BL, as after passing through the law school. It doesn't make you, it doesn't empower you. Yes, you can argue, up to Supreme Court. However, it doesn't empower you to handle cases. Like, you do not have knowledge of labor case. So, in that situation, then what happens? When such matter comes, is either you contact your colleague who is vast in that labor law, or because of gluttony, you may decide to use that to research your labor laws with great consequences to your clients, because you will lose the case. Like people say that he who starts cooking before you must have pots that have soup before you. Simple. So what am I trying to say? These people making laws for us in the health sector, when last did they use the health sector? You can see a worker, and a Nigerian worker, a health worker, will just decide to travel. Ask him, he's going for unionism. They have meeting he can travel from, let's say, Ondo to Zamfara. Their union has what's it called? The union has a meeting there. Unionism. There. Go and touch him. Go and prevent him from going. The lawyers will come and quote section 40 of the Nigerian Constitution, which allows everybody to their so-called freedom of association. So he has right to attend that to the detriment of the patient, without knowing that the patient also has right to life, as contained in section 33, subsection 1 of the Nigerian Constitution as amended. So the point there is, time has come for the National Assembly to come, sit down, because most times when they create this problem, it will land in the courts, and when it lands in the courts, that is where you see another drama occurring, because now the judge is sitting down and listening to people. Maybe the judge, when he or she wanted to go and study law, the requirement was C6 in biology. So the knowledge he had in medical related matters will be the C6 he had in low level, ordinary level biology. He's the one listening to professionals, the doctors on this side and another profession on this side, talking to the somebody who is not knowledgeable in medical practice or the health sector. This is why something like National Industrial Court of Nigeria was created. And that if you look at the composition of the National Industrial Court, they put in people that are knowledgeable in labor laws. The same thing as it applies to a lawyer, that's how it applies to a judge. You see a judge handling a criminal case, civil matter, and so on and so forth. Time has come for health courts to be produced. It should have a special court. Now the person sitting there will be like Justice Nnama of Enugu, the one they named after Enugu High Court. Because he went into health sector. When he finished, he had to move on to become a lawyer and went into full-time legal practice. And at the end, he was appointed. That's why the Enugu High Court was named after him. So what I'm trying to say here is, time has come for the National Assembly possibly to stop making more laws in the health sector. I'm not saying anything against Section 4, Subsection 2. I'm not. But let us have the appraisal of what, because more problems are being created. Today, the radiographers are in court with radiologists, the optometrists are in court with ophthalmologists, and so on and so on. The average Nigerian patient doesn't know this difference. If you read one of the books written by our renowned Nigerian writer, that is Chimamanda Adichie, there was a case scenario where somebody kept on hearing doctor. Somebody had a PhD. Anytime the guy was passing, the neighbors would be shouting, doctor. So that woman felt that doctor meant medical doctor. Now, when her child had asthmatic attack, he went to call the devil, who had been parading himself as a doctor. Say, come on, please, my child is having asthmatic attack. Please come and help me. This child is dying. The person now looked, the woman looked and laughed and said, no, I am. This story, you find it in the half of a yellow song written by Chimamanda Adichie. Said that no, I'm doctor of books. That is PhD holder, doctor of philosophy. Now, that is how it is. And apart from National Assembly, the National Universities Commission, they are piling their own problem. The problems are increasing. Because this thing I said now reminds me of the fact that National Universities Commission is currently issuing DEDs. We have DPharm, we have D physiotherapy. Every profession in the health sector is having D. That D stands for doctor of this, doctor of that. Do you know the implication? More things. That's why in my previous video I said people going to public health institutions, public hospitals, I pity for them. Because the elephants are fighting. It's the grass, the patients that will suffer it steadily. Now, the National Universities Commission, yes, they have power to approve courses and so on and so forth. Currently, they are giving DPharm. No, DPharm is already, that one is, we've passed that one. We have D physiotherapy. I even encourage them to have D nursing, D security men, D drivers in the district, so that in the hospital, everybody will have, Nigerians, somebody that has PhD will not write his name as Paul John PhD. He will write his name as Dr. Paul John. That's the point. That is the African mentality. Now, why? Because this person has been answering doctor, and luckily, the National Universities Commission, who of course the officials, the top officials, may not be making use of public hospitals, will decide or have decided to be issuing these courses. Fine, let them issue, there's no problem. But more confusion will be coming in our health sector. Everybody will be answering Dr. this, Dr. that. So it means everybody inside the public hospital should be a doctor. Yes, so we don't know about nurses. I think recently in UK, somebody was punished for answering doctor. I think you should be a nurse for answering Dr. this. You should be proud of your profession. You should be very, very proud. If you're a nurse, write to nurse this, PhD. If you are whatever, if you're a pharmacist, write pharmacy. It is a noble profession. But in Nigeria, everybody wants to answer. Already, just like my uncle I talked in my previous video, who was a retired nurse. A retired nurse. But all this while, my family knew him as doctor. And of course, he opened a clinic. So they knew him as Dr. David. It was when I finished my medical training that I went to him, possibly to guide me in the field. He told me, look, I'm a nurse, but I've worked in the then Ebonyi State University Teaching Hospital for years, having acquired this knowledge, and so on and so forth. So let this madness stop if we want to go anywhere. As we proceed, the next video, I'm going to give examples of how these laws made by the National Assembly, how they keep on clashing. Thank you.
Preview.
Please remember to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.